warm welcome to all the members who have tuned in for today's session. We are extremely happy to announce that we have rolled out a penalty dashboard for all the members in the last week. The idea, and whoever must have familiarized themselves with the penalty dashboard, you would have realized that this is an extremely powerful tool which will help create visibility around all the penalties which has been levied on the members. It will also act as a one-stop repository in terms of whatever communications are happening between the exchange and the members. This will also help provide certain management insights, which will in turn help the members as well as the compliance team to identify and work on areas of improvement, if any. With this, the idea of today's session is to provide a demo of penalty dashboard, familiarize you with which are the salient features, and then subsequently take on the Q&A on the questions which we have received from all the members. So I'm Abhishek Valaolkar, part of member relationship team, and with me we have our regulatory folks, Janardhan and Dhananjay, who have been part of the core team who have worked with internal stakeholders in working and hashing out the penalty dashboard to meet to your expectations. So I'll take a pause here. Over to you, Jana and Dhananjay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start off with you taking them through the demo, highlighting what are the features and probably explaining it step by step, and then subsequently we jump into the questions.
Thank you, Abhishek. To summarize what Abhishek has said, penalty dashboard is one more step towards ease of compliance for members. In penalty dashboard, what we have done is we have consolidated all the information about the penalty levied by various departments, be it investor service, enforcement, inspection, and investigation, surveillance. Wherever the penalty is levied, it is being consolidated. All the information is shown at one place for the member to know. So it is like, members, no need to go here and there to search the same information. It is available at one place, and we have done in a drill down fashion, wherein first the consolidated macro level information is given, and you can drill down and go to department level and case wise, individual case wise also you can see, and you can open up the case and see even the action letters and the orders issued by the exchange. So over to the presentation.
So just before we delve into it, I understand this dashboard is currently only for the penalties which are levied by the exchange, and subsequently we will try to work out on the penalties which are levied by NCL, right?
NCL,
that would be in phase 2.
Yeah.
So that the members are aware, right? Obviously, this is phase 1 of the dashboard. We'll take you through the demo, and the endeavor here is to hear feedback from you and probably incorporate that as we probably move into the phase 2 or phase 3 of the rollout of the dashboard. So over to you, Dhananjay.
Yeah.
So as we discussed, the purpose of this dashboard is to provide information regarding all the penalties imposed. We have been getting constant feedbacks that the members had to go through different tabs and different services provided by NSE to get this information. So what we did was to consolidate all the information and then provide it in a single dashboard. So this also includes the regulatory actions taken along with the specific violations which are associated with each action, and this is on an online basis and a real-time basis. Now this is also a centralized platform, and this consolidates data across all the regulatory departments, as Janardhan sir said, and this is to make this all information available at one place. So dashboard covers the following. It covers the monetary penalties. So all the monetary penalties imposed by the regulatory departments, along with the descriptions of the violation. So you might not have to wonder, see a penalty is imposed. So you might be not aware what is the reason for this penalty. instantaneously you will get the description of the actions or the violations against which this penalty is imposed. Also, what we have done is we have gone ahead and provided a list of latest 10 penalties which are levied across regulatory departments. So it might happen that you will receive an email one day, say XYZ penalty is levied. But again, you might not be aware for what, because there are several submissions and inspections going on. So what you can do is just log on to the dashboard, click on the latest penalties tab, and check out what is the penalty amount and what is the description. Third one is that we have provided a link to the action letters and orders which are issued. So NSE also provides, while levying a penalty, the committee orders are passed, the action letters are issued. So these action letters and orders are also attached in the dashboard. So in case you want to go through the inspection observations, the reply that you had submitted, and the findings of the committee pursuant to which the penalty is levied, all in one place, you'll get in the action letter or the order. And last, the relevant circular references. Say, for example, a penalty is levied, but you don't know against which circular this penalty is coming from. You will get to know that from the dashboard. And itself, the dashboard itself has a column that the circular number or circular reference number against which this penalty is levied. So,
Yeah, these are some of the new features which are in pipeline, which the work is going on. UAT testing and all is going on. So as and when it is ready, we will put it forth before the member. So penalty now, as of now, you will know what is the penalty amount levied. So once it is levied, after 45 days, the collection process starts. So once the amount is collected, that is debited to your members' dues account, so it will be shown, the amount will be shown against the penalty levied. Suppose 100 rupees is levied, how much is collected? So that information also will be given, and how much is pending to be collected. And another feature which we are planning to introduce is expected penalties. So penalty has not yet been levied. It is just, in the making. I mean, letter of observation is given to you. Inspection has happened. After inspection, letter of observation has been given to you, and you are in the process of filing the response to the observation made by the inspection team of the exchange. So we just indicate a penalty. Suppose this violation persists, then what would be the penalty amount which is leviable in future? So that information is given to you in this option. And also, investors file complaint against trading member in the exchange platform, so that that complaint goes through various process. First, IGRC process, then arbitration, then appellate arbitration. So if the complaint is with IGRC and IGRC has passed order, then how much amount of that IGRC that will be shown in the penalty dashboard. And once the investor, suppose not satisfied with the IGRC order, then he can always go to an arbitration and appeal against IGRC order. And if the IGRC passes an award, then the award amount will be shown to you. And also going ahead, appellate arbitration also can take place. And against that appellate arbitration, what is the award amount? That is also shown, and how much is recoverable and already recovered. That information will be shown in this option. And another one is member-specific compliance, which is required to be performed as directed by the committee, MCS-GFC committee. That is, in short, it is a MCS-GFC directives on the trading member, which is which a committee wants trading member to perform. For example, do an audit of some 6 months audit and send us a report. So we will mention that directives given by MCS-GFC in this option provided, wherein the due date is also shown to you, before which you are supposed to perform that action. And another feature which we are introducing is we are introducing something called compliance calendar. As a trading member, you have to do various compliances, be it a membership compliance or audit related, internal audit related compliance, or many more. So all the list of compliances which are due in this month will be shown to you, and against which what is the due date of performing those compliances. So with this, you don't have to worry about entire compliance calendar. You just have to worry about what is there for me to do in this month. So along with the due dates, once it is performed, you can mark it as performed. So it will act as a calendar for you, which will, you can avoid being non-compliant on various aspects.
So just to add to this particular point, the endeavor here is to probably in future make create some kind of an escalation matrix as well. So if the compliance, as per the compliance calendar, if you have to submit or probably provide necessary reports, for example, on a specified date, say Friday. In this particular case, the endeavor would be like if there is no submission by Wednesday, then obviously it gets escalated to a senior person, say probably compliance head, and then probably if that still if the report has not been furnished, then it further gets escalated to a director or a CEO. So we're trying to formulate certain kind of an escalation matrix. Obviously, that's some time away, but the endeavor here is to get it escalated in the right channel and in the right manner and in a very timely basis, so that there is no miss out. At times there are certain changes in compliance team, or probably certain people are new to this submissions, so that the overall endeavor is to ensure that there is no miss out at your end and eventually no penalty gets levied. Yeah, Jana.
Yeah. The another one is, the whenever exchange levies penalty, member may have certain questions or may have certain additional submissions to make to avoid those penalties. So we are planning to give an option to members wherein against every case ID wherein the penalty amount is shown, there will be a link wherein by clicking that link, member can raise request for review of penalty. Once that request is received by us, then we will analyze it, and we will, if at all required, we'll get in touch with the member and ask for additional submission, if any, and the same is placed before the committee, and the review order will be published. So the review request, not only it gives you the option to raise request, but also it will give you at what stage your review request is. That also will be shown to you once we make it live. The another one is inside what we are as far as the member is concerned, where the member stands as far as the penalty amount and regulatory action imposed is concerned, is shown in this option.
Right. So just to add in, the purpose of this dashboard is not only to display the penalties levied, but the larger picture is to to enable the members to take corrective actions and immediate steps wherever necessary. So we also understand the pain points of members and the management, that they are most of the times not aware exactly which violations is repeated frequently. So going forward, what new feature we are planning to release is that maybe we can provide an insight into the details of violations which are repeated frequently, so that the management can identify the violations and take corrective actions. In fact, then the management will also have the data of where it stands as compared to say suppose previous year, this year, and going forward. That
basically it is to draw management attention to particular area where the member is lacking. So that is the purpose of this. So it will help trading member firm to focus on that area and take corrective action to reduce penalties. So, and the last but not the least, NCL penalties also we are planning to incorporate in this dashboard in near future. So Dhananjay will take you through the features, various features which are there in the penalty dashboard now.
So the penalty dashboard feature is made available from the eNIT portal. So you just have to log into your eNIT portal. This is the landing page of your member portal. You put on your credentials, your trading member code, the password, and the captcha, and you just log in. Now, once you log in, on the left-hand side, the list of services will be opened. One of the service will be inspection. Now, when you click on inspection, on the right-hand side, the inspection database will open. Now, in the inspection database, under the penalty tab, once you just hover your cursor over the penalty tab, you will be able to see a drop down of penalty dashboard. Now, that's where we have released the penalty dashboard. The penalty dashboard is hosted, I repeat, in the services of inspection and under the penalty tab. Now let's just explore the dashboard. Okay, so this is the landing page of the penalty dashboard. Here, the first grid is of penalty status. In this grid, what we've done is we have provided you the year-wise penalties levied. So this is across all regulatory functions, and this is the total penalty levied against you in that particular year.
So just taking a pause here, the member will see the penalties which are levied for the last 3 years, right?
Right.
In this
Right.
particular dashboard. Okay.
On the right-hand side, as we discussed earlier, we have given an option to view the latest penalties. Now here you can change the viewing tab, as in the below tab, you can see it is page 1 of 1 showing 5 entries. Now there might be 10 entries because these are the latest 10 penalties that we will display. So you might have to change the pages accordingly. The latest 10 penalties will be displayed. Here in the latest penalty tab, you will be able to see the date on which the penalty is levied, the case ID against which the penalty is levied, whether it's an enforcement action or whether it's inspection submission which you failed or which you delayed in reporting, the reason for that. Then again, the description, the details of the activity or the violations, and then the relevant circulars and the penalty amount as it is. Okay, now this tab will open once you select one of the years, as I showed in my earlier slide. Here that suppose if you select 2023 and 24, then you will be able to see in the second level the category against which the penalty is levied. So in the first level, you were able to see the penalties levied year-wise, 21, 22, 23, 24, year-wise penalty. You select the year and you open the second grid. In the second grid, you will be able to see the category, enforcement, inspection, investigation. Now against which department or against which category the penalty is levied, this will be visible in the second grid. Now suppose I select enforcement actions. Now this is the third level, third grid. Now in the third level, you will be able to see the details of the categories. As in the earlier slide, we saw that there were categories, enforcement and inspections. I selected enforcement, and now these are the details of enforcement actions for that particular year. Now in this tab, you will be able to see the date of penalty, case ID, and what further you'll be able to see is the date of inspection and submission. Now these are, so in case of limited purpose inspection, it usually lasts over a days. In case of regular inspection, it lasts over a year. So these dates, you will be able to see what area or what date or what period is covered under this particular case ID. The description of penal action will be the details against which the penalty is levied, the circular and the penalty amount. Now going ahead, in case you want to see what are the details of this particular case ID. So what you have to do is just hover your cursor above the case ID number. And once you click on the case ID, there's a hyperlink provided. The fourth level will open. Now this fourth level will contain all the details required for you to understand for what reason the penalty is levied. It will contain the case ID. It will contain the date of letter of observation or show cause in cases of show causes, the date of reply, that is the reply on which you submitted your representations before the exchange and before the committee, The date of additional submissions, if any. So many a times the matter is placed before the committee, and then the committee directs you may have to submit any additional submissions. The date of additional submissions. Then it also includes the date of meeting on which the meeting is conducted and in which the decision is taken. Later on, it includes the date of action taken, that is the action taken letter date, the period of inspection submission, and the penalty amount and a link. Now, this link is the link to action letter and orders. So once you click on the link, the action letter PDF or the order PDF will open. But in fact, the violation details all are included in the PDF itself. But since that is in detail, what we've done is for a brief, for a brief vision, we have listed down the list of violations which are included in this particular case ID.
So if you click on the PDF, you will see the action letter here. And here, date of meeting and date of hearing is blank because it is there is no hearing took place here because it was not required as per the circular of September 2022. Because for this violation, the penalty is structured and it is approved by the our committee, MCGFC committee already. So the monetary penalty of 1 lakh in this case is levied. If it was a violation which amounts to prohibition of a new client, prohibition of new APs, and disablement of the trading terminal, and expulsion, declaring member defaulter. In such case, the matters are taken before the committee, and a personal hearing is given, and the date of hearing will appear in that case.
Right. So here in the violation tab, you will be able to see the details of observation. Also, here we have provided you a new feature, and that is the circulars which cover the said violation or the said observation. Now, this list of circulars will help you identify what was required to be done in this particular observation and what was missed. The action taken is monetary penalty in this case. In case of warning, it will be warning. Then the penalty levied and the directions. So as sir said earlier, there are many a times directions issued to the members, like submit a report within 6 months, submit a fortnightly report, submit a report that you have settled the clients in case of non-settlement, etc. So these directions will also be covered in the 4th tab. So what will happen is this will help the members in case, so there are 2-3 directions going on live. It will help the members to identify which case ID, which directions, and what is to be complied within which due date. That is all will be covered in this tab.
Yeah, that's all from presentation perspective.
So thank you, Jana. Thank you, Dhananjay. I think it was very comprehensive. Having said which, if there are any further questions, I mean, we have already received a few, and as we speak, probably we might get few more as well. But having said which, if there are any further questions related to this particular dashboard, please do reach out to the RM or the regulatory team, and we'll be more than happy to assist. Question number 1, if you might just delve into that, it talks about, if we can, I mean, obviously you have explained it, but if you can, take the members through in terms of what does this penalty dashboard cover, that would be of great help.
Yeah, the penalty dashboard is like, it is a consolidated view of various penalties levied by the exchange regulatory department. It covers like, penalty levied year-wise. We provide 3 years bifurcation of the penalty amount levied. In currently, the penalty collected amount is not visible, but it is in the pipeline development. So penalty collected and pending penalty also will be shown. And the right-hand side of the dashboard covers the latest 10 penalties levied by the exchange with all the details. And if you click on one of the year, you will go to the category-wise further drill down, and to the case ID level description, you will get it. And this is one of the module which we are covering. The same way, we also plan to cover expected penalties, and the compliance calendar, and IGRC arbitration award amount collected pending. All those things are in the pipeline, and which will be soon provided to members.
So thanks. This is very helpful. So broadly, it covers all the penalties for the last 3 years, the underlying documents, whatever communication has happened. So technically, it entails everything which is pertaining to exchange at the moment. NCL, as Jana and Dhananjay highlighted earlier, that's something which needs to be baked in into this particular dashboard. The work is on, and very soon we should be able to roll that out as well shortly. So this was question number one. The second question here is, does this dashboard include all the penalties which are levied across all the regulated departments?
Yes, it covers across all the regulatory department, like enforcement, inspection, investigation, surveillance, membership compliance, investor service. All these all departments levied penalty are collated and shown in the dashboard.
Okay. No, thanks. This helps, and you've clarified it earlier as well, that this is a real-time dashboard.
Yeah.
So technically, it's not that the penalty is levied today and the member might be able to see it probably, few days down the line.
The moment
the penalty is levied,
the penalty is levied, when we click the button, it will be shown there.
shown there.
Yeah.
So is it a good practice for the members or probably the relevant person from the compliance team to view this particular dashboard on a daily basis, so that in case if there is any update or there is any penal action taken, then they would be able to know it instantly, right? Rather than waiting for.
So, see, penal action is one of the the reason for which you should view the dashboard frequently. But the another reason is the upcoming features like the compliance dashboard, the compliance calendar, which we are planning to release. It will help you monitor your compliances. So it is one of the reasons why you should frequently visit. I would recommend you visit it on a daily basis to understand the latest penalties as well as the upcoming compliances in case if any.
So another question pertains to the various features that we have outlined, which might come up in near future, right? Which we discussed at length. Any tentative timelines as to by when are we targeting to roll this out at one go, or as and when probably certain features are available, we'll try to roll it out in a phased manner?
Yeah. We are trying to move it in a phased manner, as and when the features are tested properly, and we are satisfied it is working properly, so we'll roll it out. And as and when it is rolled out, we will inform the market participants, obviously trading members, that these are the features, and providing the brief of the features to the trading member to understand.
Got it. Now, in this case, when the dashboard has been rolled out, question number one is it available to all the members now? And will there be any circular issued to this particular effect, so that in case if someone misses out in terms of attending this open house or probably any communication from the relationship side, will they be able to catch this via a circular which will get released if not yet done?
Yeah. We are in the process of releasing a circular. Soon it will be released to all the members, and currently it is available to all the members. This dashboard, one can log in and view the dashboard.
Got it. And as you covered it earlier, one needs to log in the eNeed portal, in which the path has been outlined, and at the click of a button, you should be able to see it. In case if you face any access issues, then please do raise it, because ideally it should be available once you log in into the eNeed portal. But for whatever reasons, if you're not able to view it, then probably please do raise. As regulatory team has outlined, it is being made available to all the members, and the endeavor here is for you to get familiarized with this particular dashboard in the next few days. And hopefully, if there is any feedback, feel free to raise it to us. But otherwise, get familiarized, and then probably as you probably progress on it in near future, as and when we get the new enhancements or new features released, we'll keep you posted as and when it is being done. So just moving on to the next question, right? I think we have covered it, but does this penalties dashboard include penalties which are levied by NCL as well?
Yes, we are planning to.
Right?
Yeah, so it is in the pipeline, so it will be released soon.
So currently it is not available. It is the dashboard only contains the penalties which are levied by the exchange, that is NSE. Any penalties which are levied by NCL is currently not forming part of the dashboard. But having said which, it is WIP, work in progress, and it should get released in the near future. we will obviously keep you posted as and when it is being released. The next question here is, does the penalty dashboard include penalty collection status? I think you have covered
I
it,
have
but if you can
covered,
elaborate.
actually, yeah. It's like, currently penalty levied is shown on the dashboard. Collected information is not yet incorporated. So we are testing it out, and soon it will be released to market participants.
Got it. Moving on to the next question. What should the member do in case the member wants to request for a review against a particular penalty?
So currently the review requests are received by the exchange manually. So if any member wants to raise a review request against any penalty, they send over an email, and then the exchange places it before the committee. The decision of the committee is then communicated to the member via email. Now we understand the pain point of the member here, because the member is completely not aware of the current status of the review request. So we are pleased to announce that this review request process, all the review request process from start to end, will be covered in the penalty dashboard itself. Now this feature, this workflow is under pipeline, and we expect that it will be released in the next phases of the penalty dashboard. But then again, the receipt of review request, the current status of review request, and the milestone updation of review request, all of these details will be updated in the penalty dashboard itself.
So is it fair to say that in near future, once these announcements get rolled out, the mail communication which is currently happening between the member and the exchange, everything will get moved to this particular dashboard, and then this would be the one-stop portal for the members to review and probably see what is the status of their review applications, communications with the exchange, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it should happen.
It should happen, right?
Yeah.
So then technically we'll do away with the mail communication, or
Yes.
probably while mail communication can parallelly work, but this is the place for, where the members can go to and see the statuses and the updates.
And based on the feedback, actually, we are introducing these features, but we can keep on improving based on the feedback of the members.
Yeah. So that's another valid point. As you familiarize yourself, please do feel free to share any feedback with the respective RMs or the regulatory team. And as we are in the development stage of, working out or chalking out the next stages or the next phases, we'll be happy to incorporate the feedback, whatever we hear from you. So another member, they have raised a question. If you can highlight what are the new features that will be added in near future. I think you have covered it all, but I mean, just for quick clarity's sake, right? As in, the first one was obviously the penalty collection status. The another piece which is going on is the ability to review that particular penalty. If you want to contest that, then that function will be made available. The third thing was the status on the IGRP or the arbitration or the appellate status. The another piece is, giving you the entire clarity or the milestone in terms of what stage the review application is pending. Another piece which will get covered here is all the penalties which are levied by NCL in near future. And obviously it will also try to cover the collection status, as in if any penalty has been levied and the amount has been debited, it will start reflecting that the amount has been collected. I think I've covered it all, but probably any other thing which
you have well covered.
Compliance calendar also.
The compliance calendar, that's again one of the most important pieces which Dhananjay has already highlighted. But the idea here is to, have a pop-up window which will show you what are the compliances or the adherences that you need to do during this particular week and at the same time during a particular month. So that the team, they can familiarize themselves, the compliance and the necessary regulatory teams at your end. They should be aware basis that particular compliance calendar as to what are the submissions or the adherence that they need to do. In case if they have any questions, they can proactively reach out to the relevant RM or the relevant regulatory team and try to get more clarity. But the idea here is to, make it well aware so that, there is no miss out or lapse at your end. We also try to cover, we are trying to build in certain kind of an escalation matrix as and when it is that feature is available. The idea here is to get that particular trigger message or the escalation sent it to the respective heads and probably to the directors in case if that compliance is not being adhered to, so that there is no miss out and no penalty gets levied. The endeavor of the entire dashboard here is, and the management insights is another point which we probably which will come up in the near future, is the endeavor here is to make the members and the relevant stakeholders aware as to what are the areas of improvement which the relevant teams can work on, so that in future there are no penalties which are levied on any particular aspect. Um, with this, we try to cover what are the upcoming features and the upcoming pieces which we'll try to get covered in the new releases. Moving on to the next question. Can the member download the penalty details which are being levied?
Yeah, currently for each screen, there is an option to export to CSV.
Okay.
So anyone can download. There are few windows which we have shown. Everywhere it is there, download to CSV. So if it will be downloaded into their local drive. There are some improvements required in that area. We are doing it.
Okay.
It's in the pipeline.
Just one more thing, if the member wants to review any penalties which are prior to last 3 years, is that feature which is available now, or the member will have to go to the earlier exchange with the earlier communications with the exchange to review it?
Normally, member, it's not, I mean, it is not logical to apply for review, for which it is,
Okay, no, not sorry, my bad. Not from a review, but from an MIS perspective, if they want to understand what were the penalties which were levied prior to 3 years, is that feature which will get available probably in the next phase, or we are trying to work on only until last 3 years?
Yeah, currently we are focusing on last 3 years, because if we go back to 4th year, 5th year,
Okay.
then the data may not be, properly available, because in those days the system was, half manual, half
Got it.
online.
So we're trying to currently we are trying to restrict it to the last 3 years.
And going ahead, we can increase the number of years, because
Right.
the data is available. We can just add
Keep on
4th year,
adding
5th year.
4th year, 5th year. Okay, thanks. Moving on to next, I think the question here is from another member. It's, will the dashboard show the details of LO/SCN against which the penalty has been levied?
Okay. Yeah, it's a good feedback actually. Currently, we are showing the date of LO and date of SCN. So we can have this feature as add-on, wherein if they click, they will be able to download the show cause notice issued to members.
Got it. So it's well noted, and we will try to incorporate this by taking this particular feedback with the internal stakeholders. So moving on to the next is, can the member get insights into frequent violations against which the penalties are levied, and will it help them to take necessary corrective actions? I think we have covered this in detail. The endeavor here is definitely to make this portal as a management insight kind of a tool, so that the members and the respective compliance head and probably the directors are aware in terms of what are the weaker areas, or probably certain areas where more training needs to be given to the relevant regulatory team or the internal teams. And we are more than happy to partner with you. If there are any requests from your side to do certain kind of trainings, we are more than happy to come up and do that with the necessary members or the necessary regions. Just one more piece, digressing a bit, but I would like to add that very recently we started doing at a particular region, we have started doing a training in which we have identified what kind of penalties are getting levied, and we are trying to do this training with the relevant members, wherein we can probably highlight as to what are the areas in which you can correctively work, and what are the circulars which you needs to be more familiar with, so that you are not getting levied a similar kind of penalties in near future. We started this off with Calcutta to begin with. This was done on 18th, and we will try to do this on a quarterly basis in near future across all the regions. The next question here is, who will have the access to penalty dashboard from the member side?
Okay, so any user who is having access to the inspection service will have the access to the penalty dashboard. So the member will have to identify who has the access to inspection services under the eNet portal, and whoever has that access will have the access to the penalty dashboard also.
Okay. Can the member restrict the access to few people?
Yes, so it might happen that the member wants to, let the penalty dashboard be available only for management, CEO, or the compliance officers. So the trading member can do that. The members can do that. They can create a user for particular penalty dashboard access only, and then whoever has the access to that inspection service will be able to do.
So just to summarize, I mean, it's very much doable. The relevant management or the probably person who grants access can restrict it to the few people, whoever they wish to. What should the member do in case they have any query regarding the data on the dashboard? Query or questions regarding the data on the dashboard.
Right. So query and questions is one part, but definitely I understand that members might also have suggestions and feedbacks which they want to see in the dashboard, and all the suggestions and feedbacks are welcome because this is a growing project. So any suggestion and feedback we will be happy to incorporate. So in case the member has any query or questions regarding any data which is displayed on the dashboard, or in case they want to share any feedback and they want to share any features or enhancement which they wish to see, and it's their pain point which they want to, and they understand that it's of other peers also, so they can definitely share it to our email IDs. And
DL inspection enforcement, we have a common email ID.
Okay.
They can share it, but in the subject line they can say that it is related to penalty dashboard.
Penalty dashboard
so that
enhancements or penalty dashboards, requests, something of that sort. Yeah. No, thanks. I think we have covered it all. If I may just probably, take a step back. While we have been hearing that there are certain areas of improvements which the exchange and the members needs to work on the penalty side, we have started a series of initiatives, as you all might be aware. The first one here is we have started doing webinars on a weekly basis, which will try to cover the relevant topics or probably any areas which the member feels that they need more clarity on. So that's point number one. The second thing and the most important thing here is the penalty dashboard, which will help create visibility, which will help act as a repository in terms of all the communication. It will help you to contest the penalties at one go. It will also provide management insights, as we all discussed. So that's another very important tool which will try to cover all the exchange and the NCL penalties in near future. The third piece which we have started doing is Know Your Penalty series, which we have started rolling out from today, wherein there are a couple of shorts which we will try to roll out along with, again, Janardhan, Dhananjay, and the respective regulatory teams, wherein we have identified as to what are the key areas in which the members are being levied certain penalties. And we are trying to educate and make the member aware as to what the relevant circulars and what the financial as well as non-financial implications are. So that's a series again which we have started starting this week itself. Another piece, the most important piece, which both of them have highlighted, is the membership compliance calendar. So the idea again here is to make you aware in terms of what are the compliances and adherence that you need to do that will get built in this particular penalty dashboard in the eNeed portal itself once that is available, which will again, help your help the overall ease of doing business or ease of adhering or compliance much more easier and simpler as and when it is rolled out. So with this, I would like to again thank Janardhan and Dhananjay for their help for taking us through, the entire the demo and probably, answering all the possible questions that we currently have received from all the members. And we wish them good luck as they'll be working with the internal stakeholders and the relevant tech team in terms of doing this new enhancement and new features in the coming future. Feel free, as we have all mentioned, feel free if there are any further enhancements which you feel that we need to be cognizant of. This is the right time as they are working with the internal stakeholders. It's very important for you to highlight it to us, and we are more than happy to take it up internally. And be rest assured, we'll be able to add that to the extent possible. So this comes to the end of the series, today's series. If there are any further points or any further areas which you feel that we need to come up with the next session, feel free to write to us and we'll be happy to take it up in the near future. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All the members.